Bradley, and I'm the founder and director of the Retail Technology Show. And this is 5 Minutes With, the bite-sized chat show where we talk to some of retail's most influential people. And today I'm thrilled to be joined by formerly Chief Architect of Halfords, Primark, and most recently Marks and Spencer's, Mr. Paul Sims. Paul, welcome.
Thank you very much, Matt. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure. Listen, as the name suggests, we've only got 5 minutes. We're going to crack on with some questions. Opening one for you, a bit about your philosophy here on how you're building scalable, future-proof architectures.
I'd say, first and foremost, I steadfastly refuse to ever say anything's future-proof, as who knows what's in the future. I mean, back in 2007 with Argos, when I was there, we were talking about a mysterious channel of the future because we knew something was coming along, just didn't know what it was. So I think as long as our architecture, our technology is modular, that's the best we can aim for. The world of Mac gives us a wonderful way of doing that now. You know, microservices, API, cloud, and headless. It unlocks much of that and allows us to build adaptable solutions that can cater for changes in customer behavior or business needs or technology itself, as long as the operating model and the culture goes along with it as well. I think from a philosophical perspective, I at Halfords and Primark, I tried to ban, if ban's the right word, 1980s computer thinking as I described it. Because people are so used to things like batch processing and doing updates at 5 a.m. And we can't have that where everything's real time. So we've got to move away from all of that. And in a tech stack where lots of legacy technologies still exist, that can be problematic. Things like running out of disk space or hard coding of values to signify meaning, or the one that a lot of retailers do is they use their store numbers as a 3-digit number. It's restricted to 3 digits because back in the 1980s, data was expensive. It isn't anymore. So we've got to move away from those sorts of 1980s problems.
And I suppose, are you sort of suggesting the key to successful retailers is to be agile, to be able to move quickly, to be able to respond to customer changes in mindset and needs?
Yeah, agile and adaptable. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, again, Mac in Composable gives you that. I mean, I don't really subscribe to the idea that people use the Lego analogy in Composable world. It's just like you can take a Lego brick out. But if you ever built a Lego house, you can't just take a Lego brick out. You have to dismantle it all first. Maybe it is a good analogy then. But, you can replace it with something better, which I guess is the key, but still keep everything else exactly the same.
Yeah, totally agree with that. So you mentioned in your previous answer about this mysterious channel that might be appearing back in the 19 or back when you were with Argos. We talk about omni-channel, multi-channel, multiple words for it, but it's all really about that seamless experience. And how do you feel architecture teams can really support that and enable that?
Well, again, I'm going to question whether seamless is the right thing. I don't mean we should be creating problems, but I think sometimes seamless and frictionless and efficiency, these words that are often used that retailers should be aiming for. The problem with them is you get too efficient and you start to remove that customer engagement. I remember being at a conference many years ago now where Justin King, the ex-CEO of Sainsbury's, was on stage. And he spoke about customer interaction. He said, focus on the interaction. It will lead to the transaction, not the other way around. And I think the more we focus on seamless, there's not enough room anymore for that interaction. Having said all of that, I think technology and architecture is now at the point where everything that goes on, I guess, behind the scenes in that customer sale or that customer interaction should be the same. So whether it's TikTok or a website or an app, multi-channel or a till, the front end might be different, but behind the scenes, there's very little reason now for anything to be different from a data and a process, a system perspective. It should absolutely be the same. That's what Mac gives us. There is, though, the challenge of product setup. I think product methodology works most of the time. A lot of retailers, not all, still in that world where they'll have a product for retail stores, they'll have a product for digital channels and a product maybe even for social channels. And I think by doing that, you remove any chance of seamless interaction. You're creating silos necessarily. And sometimes you end up, if you get it horribly wrong, different technologies underpinning each one. And there's no concept of them all coming together. I think this is a useful step into what I'll be saying at the Retail Tech Show itself, is around the fact that some retailers still refer to their physical store environment as the offline environment, which drives me mad. It absolutely isn't and shouldn't be.
I think it's really, really interesting. And, what we don't want to take that out of a retail too, do we? That interaction. It's so important. So, yeah, totally agree with some of the points you're making there. Got some quick fire questions for you now. Let's see how you get on with these. These have been stumping quite a few people in recent days. Number one, favorite day of the week?
Friday.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you on that one.
Okay.
What was your best subject at school?
Maths.
What was your worst?
I've got to be a little bit careful. I got a U, as in ungraded, in my religious. I went to Catholic school. My religious education exam for questioning the existence of God throughout. You put a 15-year-old in the middle of this test who's questioning the world, and that's what happens.
That will ruffle feathers.
Yes, indeed.
Right. What's your favourite flavour ice cream?
Rum raisin, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. What's a talent you wish you had?
Oh, painting, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I can play piano, play the guitar, but I can't draw, and it drives me mad that I can't.
Oh.
I'd love to be able to draw.
This is a really tricky one. What's the best ever Christmas present you got?
Oh goodness, that is a tricky one. I think it was, in a weird sort of way, permission from my parents, I can put it this way, when I was about 16, 17, to have a fruit machine in my bedroom.
Wow.
The arcades in Southport, where I used to hang around as a kid all the time, the owner was getting rid of one of them, and he said, do you want to buy it for 15 quid, which is just before Christmas. I pleaded with my parents, and they agreed. So indirectly, that's probably...
That's sensational.
Yeah, I've still got it. It doesn't take modern money, so it's pretty useless, but I've still got it.
Brilliant. Okay, last question. Favourite item on a roast dinner?
I'm probably going to be the same as everybody else here and say the roast potatoes.
Do you know what? You're the same as me, but you will be amazed at how many people are saying Yorkshire pudding. It's blowing my mind. Yeah.
No, the roast potatoes, absolutely. When done right, of course.
Of course. Yeah. As you alluded to earlier, you're speaking at the Retail Technology Show. You're part of the Future of Trading stream, which is really, really interesting given some of the points you've made earlier today. What else can we expect to hear from you at the show about?
Well, it's focusing on the stores, which for a lot of retailers are still the bread and butter, and whether they should be focusing on things like offline mode anymore, and how to kind of bring that unified commerce together. I mean, as you said earlier on yourself, multi-channel, omni-channel, all these terms are used, but if we start thinking customer and stop there, then it really should be a lot easier to join everything together. Customers don't care, what you call it, or they just want the same interaction with the retailer across all those different touch points. So I'll be trying to articulate that in such a way to kind of show that we should move away from the concept of offline. It really doesn't exist. Every single customer in that store is connected. So why aren't you?
Customer centric. I absolutely love it. And I totally agree with some of the stuff you're saying. This has been absolutely fascinating. And it's just a little snippet of what you can expect from Paul at the Retail Technology Show. If you haven't registered already, now's the time to do so. 16,000 retail professionals we're expecting over a couple of days on the 2nd and 3rd of April. Come join your community. Come and see Paul, come and see me, and come and see the Retail Technology Show. Registration open. Paul, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks very much.